Hello everyone, welcome to our video series on data science using Python. So this video is the third part of the Pandas data frame. So in this video, we will look after the topics how to import data in more interactive way. Then we'll see the concise summary of data frame, converting variables data type, category versus object data type. We will clean the column doors and we'll get the count of missing values. Okay. So I'll recommend you guys to watch the second part of the pandas data frame first, then come to this video because we are going to use the same uh, topics which we have covered in the part 2, and then we are going to fix that problems which we have issued out in the second part. We are going to fix in the part 3. So first go and watch that video. Now let's start with the importing data. Okay. So first of all, the missing values are represented in the data set in order to make reasonable decisions. Okay. So we have already found the missing values in the previous video. So now that missing values were double question mark and 4 times question mark. Okay. And whatever the blank values were, that will be automatically converted into nan. Okay. So by default in Python, what happens? The blank values get replaced with nan. So we are going to now fix all that missing values, means the question mark special characters value with we will fix that value, means the problem in importing time only. So let's do what? Let's see the concise summary of the data frame. Okay. And with the time of seeing the concise summary, we will be. So first let's do what? Let's import pandas as PD, and let's import numpy also. And let me create the data frame. So this is our data frame. So in order to print the info of this, so we just use the info method to print the info. So we will get all the types of, means all the names of columns, and then we'll get the types of, means the data type of all the columns also. Okay. So now as you can see, in the previous video, we have seen that in kilometer and HP, they should be in float, but they are in object. And because of two special characters, one is double question mark and second one was 4 times question mark. Okay. So what we are going to do, we will now fix that issue in the time of importing only. So we will do what? Again, we are going to import our file. Now this time, okay. Now in addition, we are going to add NA values. So this is a parameter that if you'll add, so now in this, you have to mention all the special characters, okay, which you want to convert into a blank values, okay. So one was the double question mark, and then the second one was 4 times question mark, okay. And now we'll do what? Now we'll print our df dot info. Now let's see the difference. So now if you'll notice the kilometer and horsepower columns, the data type of them have been changed to float 64. Okay. Earlier they were in object because of these two question marks. What we did, we just applied the NA values parameter, and then we mentioned the double question mark and 4 time question marks. So now what will happen? All the special characters which were like this will be replaced with a blank value nan. Okay. So if you'll see here in the kilometer, earlier, the non-null values was 1436. Now they are 1421. Then in the horsepower, the value was 1436. Now it is 1430. So it means in the horsepower, there are 6 missing values in the kilometer. Okay. So So means in the kilometer also there are many missing values. Okay. Now let's see the next thing, that is how to convert variables data types. It means how to convert columns data type. Variables refers in means data frame variables are refers to as the columns. So for converting the columns data type, we can use the as type method, okay, which is used to explicitly convert data types from one to another. Syntax is write the name of the data frame, then apply the as type method, and inside the method you have to write the data type name in which you want to convert. So let's do that. So we are going to convert mat color and automatic to object. As you can see that mat color and automatic are in float 64 and int 64. So we have to convert it into an object. So we will convert it into an object. So first we will access it. Now in this mat color column we will apply our as type, and inside the as type method we are going to apply object. Okay. Now why we did this? Okay, first of all we accessed our column and then we applied this method. We did this means we initialize in mat color column only, means the changes which we want to make, that should reflect in that column only. Okay, so for reflecting that issue, means for reflecting that particular changes, we and where to reflect that changes in the mat color column only. So that's why we assign it to. Now we have to change automatic also, so let's access the automatic column also, and then as type and then object. Now we will run the cell. Now cell has been executed successfully. So now they have been, means they must have been converted. Now let's just do what? Let's just check our next topic, that is category versus object data type. Okay. So in the previous video, we have seen that there are two types of categories, numerical and object. In object, there were two types. Okay. So there was one category and there was one normal object. So we are going to check the difference between both of them using the n bytes method, which is used to get the total bytes consumed by the elements of the column. And the syntax is that on the particular column, you can apply like this, n bytes. So it is not a method, it is actually a, you can say, attribute. So df, and let's apply on the fuel type, because the fuel type will only be diesel or petrol. So it can be a categorical data type. So let's do what? Let's check the n bytes. Okay, so this is the total size of this fuel type, that is 11,488 bytes. Now let's do what? Now let's just convert this fuel types. We are going to convert this fuel type using the as type method into category. Okay, we will convert into category data type, and then we'll check its n bytes. So now when we have converted into category data type, so now you can see the size of that particular column only, means the fuel type only. It was earlier 11,488 bytes and it has reduced to 1,460. So you can only see that how much convenience it has been, means in the on the memory. Okay, when we converted it to category. So when we can convert it to memory category, only when we can convert it to category, means it has a fixed number of values in that. Suppose in the fuel type, there will be only two values, either it will be diesel or it will be petrol. Okay, on our data set toyota.csv. So we can convert it into category. But if there are multiple values or mixed variable or mixed data types, then you cannot convert it into category. Okay, now let's recheck Now recheck all the data types. So for rechecking, we can just check with the info method. Now what the changes we have made? We have converted matte color and automatic to object. So yes, they have been converted. Okay, as you can see here. Now, now let's just move to the next topic. That was cleaning the column doors. Okay, so we will use the replace method to clean the method. So in the doors column, there was some issues, and that issue was that it has values like 2, 3, 4, 5 numerical values, but by mistakenly the values like num means not number alphabet 3, alphabet 4, and alphabet 5 have also been put there. So we are going to replace the values 3, 4, 5, the alphabet ones, to numerical values. So for that we can use this replace method, and the syntax is also given that we have to first write the name of your data frame, then replace dot replace, and then to replace means the value which we want to replace and the value in which we want to replace. We have to write that. So let's see how we can do that. So first of all, we have to access the column. So we'll access doors dot replace, then the value which we want to replace. So we want to replace 3. Now to which value? So to numerical value 3, and then we'll give one additional in place true. So this in place true will allow you to reflect the changes in the doors column. Okay. So now the same thing we'll do with 4 and 5. Okay, let's run this cell. Yeah, it executed successfully. Let's So now it has been means all the values will have been placed, means this 3, 4, 5 will be placed with a numerical value 3, 4, 5, but it will be a object value only. As you can see, it will be a object value only. Why? Because we have not converted the doors data types to integer yet. So now we have to convert the doors data type to integer. So for that, what we can do, first of all, let me give the heading. Okay, and now we can apply the same method which we have applied uh, here. Converting variables means in the met color and automatic, we can apply the same method. But this time we will access the doors column. Okay, then again, as type method, and we'll write the data type name in which we want to convert. So we want to convert it in 64. So let's execute the cell. Cell has been executed. Let's check the info. So let's check doors. Now doors has also been converted into int 64. Okay. Now let's see that how we can detect the missing values. So for detecting the missing values, uh, we can use dataframe.isNull.sum. Okay. So it will give you all the missing values, that how many missing values are in each column. It will give you that value. So let's just do what? First, with the syntax, you can see, first you have to write the name of the data frame. Then we have to apply the isNull method, then sum. So isNull method will give you all the null values and sum will add all the null values. Okay. So when you execute the cell, you will get price column. In price column, there are 0 on null values. In age, there are 100. In kilometer, there are 15. In fuel type, there is again 100. In horsepower, there is 6. And in met color, there is 150. And in rest of the columns, there is no null values. So this is how you can detect missing values in pandas. So I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you in the next video.